Hey guys, Sunday afternoon, and the sun is out, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's been about a week since the sun was out, so it's nice to feel the sunshine again. It's been cloudy and dreary. Tonight it looks like we're going to be getting our first frost, a little bit harder frost than we had earlier in the year. But anyway, I put a link in the description of a video series that is pretty darn good. I think anybody that is in agriculture or in farming of any type, young or old, I think it's really worthwhile watching. It was a documentary that was made by, I guess it was Iowa Public Television, about the 1980s farm crisis. If you've seen it, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, it is great. The link I want to post is the playlist. There's 23 videos. I think it's about an hour long. They're very easy clips to watch. They're only about 4 or 5 minutes each. Yeah, there's some goofy music in it and some interesting stories, but the thing of it is when the 1980s farm crisis was going on, I was only a little kid when it was happening. Some of the older generation might remember it or have lived through it. I think it's a very worthwhile series to watch and to learn from it and to try to take some notes and make sure that it doesn't happen again. I mean, the farm crisis in the 80s was a pretty rough time for anybody that farmed. Some of the old timers that I talked about said here in the Northeast that we didn't feel the effects of it as much as they did out in the Midwest. I mean, granted, they had lower commodity prices, and as a matter of fact, one of the farmers, one of my neighbors, was raising pigs, and by the time the 80s hit and all the prices fell, he had to give up the pig operation. And the 80s was very rough on farm equipment manufacturers. I mean, International Harvester especially. And there were a lot of mergers at that time. And the farm economy really suffered. So for us younger guys that weren't old enough to know what was going on, or weren't old enough to really be affected by it, I think it's worthwhile to watch. Like I said, it's about an hour. You have to devote about an hour of time to sit through it, but like I say, it's very easy to watch, and I really enjoyed it. I watched it 2 or 3 times just to try to take some of the lessons that were learned back then and see some of the things that these farmers had to go through. And there is nothing really to stop it from happening again. Farm crisis can happen anytime to anybody. And all it takes is for the right factors to start lining up, and things could get pretty rough again. But yeah, anybody that's in agriculture, young or old, I really recommend watching it. Like I say, it was a pretty good series. So I'll put a link in the description. I'll test out the link to make sure it works to bring you over to that video. Like I say, it is a playlist of 23 videos. You just click on the first one and it should play automatically through all 23 videos. But it's really worthwhile, especially if you like farm history like I do. And there's a lot of clips from the 70s and 80s farm machines that were out in the field at the time. They have a lot of footage from some of the auctions. They have stories from some of the families that lived through it. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to post the link, and let me know if you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Like I say, I really enjoyed it. Love the farm history. And it was an era when I was just a young kid, and it must have been tough for those guys. So the more we can learn from history, the less chance it can repeat itself again. So I'll definitely be looking for your comments if you guys watched it. So thanks for watching, guys.